Imagine a world where we didn't have to pay for everyday things with money. A world with no credit card debt, where we can just trade wood for sheep, and all we had to worry about was building more roads. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. Unfortunately, we live in a world run by money, and boy do we have some debt to pay. If you guys are like me a few years ago, fighting that constant battle between paying off your loans and keeping up with your daily expenses, you know how difficult it can be. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you guys a step-by-step process that I personally use to completely pay off my debt so I can start focusing on the more important things in life, like making Catan references in my intros. What's up guys? My name's David Kim, and if you're new to this channel, I talk about tips, tricks, and simple things to do on a day-to-day basis to manage your finances, keep more money in your pocket, and get one step closer to reaching your financial goals. If you're interested in content like this, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. So before we get started, pro tip, if you get a loan from a bank such as a mortgage, it takes 25 to 30 years to repay it. But if you rob that same bank, you're out in 10. You do the math. All right, now that we got that out of the way, back to the video. So let's talk about debt. A common misconception that many people have about debt is that all debt's bad, and credit cards are this little devil on your shoulder, constantly telling you to spend more. The fact is, this isn't necessarily true. Debt plays a huge role in today's economy, and it's so incorporated into our everyday lives, we don't even notice half of it. When debt does become a problem is when you lose control of your finances and you can't afford to make healthy payments anymore. That brings us to step number 1. Create a budget so you can get back to managing your finances. Something a lot of people forget to do before committing to pay down their debt is stop their debt from growing more than it already has. If you're constantly paying for your credit card, but at the same time putting more purchases on it, you're really not getting anywhere. Creating a budget will help you understand exactly where the debt's coming from so you can avoid adding fuel to the fire. If you guys need advice on how to successfully create a budget, hit the link in the description box below. The second step to paying off your debt is to consolidate. By consolidating, I mean moving all your debt, whether it's multiple credit cards, personal loans, or overdue bills, to one account that preferably has a lower interest rate. Although consolidating doesn't reduce the amount owed, it does simplify your payments since you're only paying one account rather than fumbling to transfer money to 6 different places. It's a lot easier to manage. The most common ways to consolidate debt are balance transfers, personal loans, and home equity loans. Balance transfers are a great way to temporarily boost your debt repayment. Most credit card companies offer a 0% balance transfer with extremely low introductory rates that can last for several months. So simply put, you can move your 20% interest credit card balance to a new credit card for 0 fees and pay as low as 2% interest for 6 to 9 months. Let's do some quick math. If you have a balance of $10,000 on your credit card that has an annual interest rate of 20%, you're paying $166 every month in interest alone. Versus a 2% interest credit card with the same balance, you're paying just shy of $17 a month. Most introductory rates last about 6 to 9 months, so you can save up to $900 or 10% of your original balance just by transferring to another credit card. Another tool you can use to consolidate your debt is by using personal loans or a line of credit. Generally, these loans have a much lower interest rate than consumer credit cards, something as low as 5 or 6%. Definitely higher than the introductory rates on a balance transfer credit card, but a lot of personal loans also have promotional offers that you can take advantage of for shorter periods of time. The downside to personal loans is that you need a decent credit score to qualify for one. If you do qualify for one, pro tip, start with a balance transfer credit card, then once that introductory rate ends, pay off your credit card with a line of credit to keep avoiding that 20% interest rate. Home equity loans or mortgage refinancing is another option to consolidate your debt and avoid paying high interest fees. Most banks offer 80% of your appraised home value minus whatever you still owe on the house. Of course, this requires you to own a home in the first place, but if the circumstances are right, for example, the value of your house went up, lenders are offering lower interest rates, or you have a decent amount of equity in your home, refinancing your mortgage can be a great way to consolidate your debt. Once you consolidate your debt as much as possible, it's important to have a strategy to pay it down. Budgeting will help you properly allocate your expenses so you have more money at the end of the month to pay down your debt, but having a strategy will help you decide what to pay off first. There's two main strategies for debt repayment, the snowball method and the avalanche method. In both cases, you should always continue making minimum payments on all your debt. The only difference is where you allocate your extra payments. First, the snowball method. It suggests you should pay down your debts in order from smallest principal balance to largest. The benefit to this strategy is that you maintain momentum in your repayment efforts. Not only does it simplify payments as you progress, since you have less accounts to pay for, but the confidence you get by seeing your loans disappear one by one is super empowering. The second is the avalanche method. This one suggests that you pay off your highest interest debts first, no matter the balance. The benefit to this strategy is you end up paying the least amount of interest charges, allowing you to get more bang for your buck. Which path you decide to go down depends on the type of person you are. If you have a lot of discipline and you're comfortable following your budget to the T, the avalanche method might work better for you. If you feel that you need a little extra push keeping you on track with your repayment plan, go with the snowball method. There's no really right or wrong way that you could go about this. I mean, you could try one method. If it doesn't work out, switch to the next. In either case, your debt won't go away overnight, so stay persistent. So once you tried putting these previous steps to work and you're still struggling to pay down your debt, you can always try increasing your income. I don't want to dive too deep into this because I think it's a whole other topic on its own, which I'll be covering in a future video. But some effective ways to increase the income is by picking up a side hustle or a part-time job, selling unused items online, and also just try increasing your income from your primary job. For example, I do a lot of woodworking during my spare time, so over the summer I decided to build some planters for the backyard. Until one day, my friend told me I should try posting it on Facebook Marketplace. So I did, and I ended up selling 10 of them for $100 a piece, and I put all that profit into my investment portfolio. Most people don't understand how powerful things like Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, or Craigslist can be. People will literally buy anything. Quick rule of thumb, if you haven't touched something in your garage for over a year, get rid of it. Nobody likes a hoarder. So one thing to remember, if you do increase your income, budget yourself based on your original income and put everything you make from your side hustle towards paying your debt. This way you can avoid lifestyle creep. That's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the content and were able to get some useful information out of it. If you have any comments or suggestions on future videos, drop a message below. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.